n8n agents have been taking over the internet by storm. But what you should know is you're not going to make a lot of money in the next 3 to 6 months doing that, because they're going to be practically useless. If you want to be able to get results like me, like this, you need to be able to create AI systems and AI infrastructures. And before we want to jump into it, I want to show you guys some more results of how selling AI systems and infrastructures can pay out every single month. But let's get into it and talk about the good stuff. So where is the market right now? So I want you guys to really sit here and realize that n8n agents are only going to get bigger, and there's only going to be more and more people that try to go and sell these agents. What you need to realize is, I'll draw over here for you too as well, is right now when you look up the search history on n8n agents, we are currently at the peak. We're at the peak right here. This is the highest it's ever been, and that means this is literally at an uptrend, which is a good thing, right? It's a good thing. That's more awareness, and it is a good thing. But the thing is everyone knows when you want to get into something, you want to be a first mover, and you at least want to get over into this area over here. Like around this area over here is where a lot of the first movers come in and a lot of money is made. Over here, this leaves a lot of room for a bunch of people jumping into the opportunity and honestly making it more, saturated and even a bit harder, right? And we just have to be transparent with that. So what I'm saying here as well is, it reminds me of time and time again, since history repeats itself, is just another gold rush opportunity, which is great. Like, people went into the gold rush because there was opportunities to make money, but the only problem was when too many people went out to make money, then it became an issue. Because if you think about it, now everybody over here is trying to essentially create n8n agents to sell, aka look for gold. But before that, there was a time where there was only 1 or 2 people that were looking for gold, and there was more gold for them. Right? That was the opportunity over here, right? That was what it would look like if there's only one person that was, in retrospect, looking for gold. But moving on, over these little things right here is what's setting, the internet on fire, because a bunch of people are trying to go through, they're trying to sell these agents, which is great, but in 3 to 6 months, it's going to be very, very hard to sell them. And I'm going to show you what indicators show me that. Is this. So the real problem with selling automations, or most importantly, n8n agents, is most people are stuck selling tiny tasks with AI. And they're stuck selling these tasks, and they're trying to just automate, like an AI chatbot. And an AI chatbot is not really going to work wonders like how everyone thinks it is. So it's definitely coming to the point where if you want to make real money, you're not going to make it selling an AI chatbot. Let's just be honest, right? I just need to break something down to you. The game is all about demand, right? And there's everybody hitting people up, and they're sending this same message. Hey, are you looking for AI automation? If so, I'm an expert in AI. Like, how many times can people send the same message before something becomes devalued? Right? Like, for example, lobster, they used to sell that shit. They didn't even used to sell that shit. They used to give that shit to prisoners, right? There's no demand for it. Now there's more demand for it. Lobster is super expensive. Well, not super expensive, but it's against other food costs. But they're not giving that to prisoners anymore because the demand changed, right? So think about it. If this is going on right here, and I want you guys to know, I just took a couple screenshots from what's going on. There are literally, Joshua and Benson are learning how to make AI agents, and they're selling it for $20. If a bunch of people are doing something for this cheap, the demand for it is going to decrease. You're not going to be able to make 10 grand, 15, 20 grand a month selling these, because the demand is dropping lower and lower. That is a huge problem, because the lower the price drops, people are just going to go with cheaper options. And then if they get halfway decent results, they're not going to pay a bunch of people for results like that. So you have to take that into account. AI agents are starting to become a commodity. And when you look at this graph, you need to really think about it. So where a lot of opportunity is when people are aware of something and they don't know how it works. That is where you will make a shit ton of money right here. This is where all of the money is made, right? When people are aware of something, and I'll move it down here. I'll move it over here, actually. When people are aware of something, I'll just put aware, but then they don't know how it works, is where you make all of the money. This is where you literally will make a ton of money because there's a lot of opportunity. Where a lot of people stay and a lot of people just like don't make any money at all, they're like in like freelancer hell is what I like to call it, is they know how it works, right? And they're also aware of it, right? So it's like, for example, when video editors first came out, right? Video editors first came out, they were getting paid a lot of money because people were aware that they needed a video editor, but they didn't know how it works. Now you can make AI edit shit for you. Everybody knows what Premiere Pro is. Everybody knows what CapCut is. So as you can see, there's only some opportunity there, right? There's only some opportunity there. So what I'm trying to say is, if you guys are seeing a correlation, is AI agents are starting to move from here, from this section, and it's starting to slowly increase over into this section over here. In 3 to 6 months, you will not be able to make any money with, not any money, but you won't be able to make a decent amount of change selling n8n agents. You have to do something that people are aware of, but they don't know how it works. And that is what we're going to get into, which is going to be a infrastructure, right? And I'll just put this here because it's very hard to type with the thing here, but you have to take a look at that, right? Because when you're looking at this, you also know when people know how something works and they're aware of something, like it's a lot of money to be made if they don't have time, but everyone's going for the same clients, the rich clients, or the clients that have money, right? Right? You sell your time. You know, this is where most freelancers live, aka what I like to call like freelancer hell. But what we want to always be in is here, where they're aware of something, but they don't know how it works. There's a lot of money to be made, right? You're selling, you know, the knowledge and your expertise. You're using very little actual time, and that's where you're making a good amount of money. This is where you're making the most money, and this is where I want all of you guys. Now, moving on, like here's the truth. That stuff is going to get harder and harder to sell at high prices. And what we're talking about here is the n8n, just the n8n crowd of agents over here. It's going to get harder. It's going to get harder. It sounds like freelance work. It's not a scalable solution. And anyone can say, I can automate blah, blah, blah. People have been claiming that since before AI agents came out with little Zapier, right? I can't stress this enough. Clients don't care about how many nodes, workflows, or tools you use. They don't give a fuck, right? Knowing things is a huge advantage over this AI nerd. Like knowing this is a huge advantage. Businesses only care about one thing. How does this make me money, save me time, or grow my business? You need to be able to see that and realize it. So make sure you're taking things like this into account when you're creating agents like this. So now here we have it. The new way to do everything. And this is what's also generating the results that you're seeing here. So moving into it, you have to paint the clear contrasting path. So what everyone does is they sell AI agents. What I do is I sell systems or infrastructures. What everyone does is they show workflows. What we do is we show like a big dashboard of everything. Some of them charge 2K a month, not even 2K a month anymore, probably 500 to 1K a month. You can charge 15 grand for this. Talks tech, but we talk outcomes, right? Instead of building bots that do one thing, I build full systems that solve 4 to 5 bottlenecks at once: onboarding, follow-up, pricing, logic, delivery, and client dashboards, right? So now let's take a look at this. All right, and this is the new way to do everything, with being able to move away from AI agents and n8n agents and go more towards AI infrastructures and AI systems to get results like this. So what everyone does is they sell n8n agents or AI agents. What you do and what I do is sell systems now. Now we sell systems, right? Instead of showing workflows, we show dashboards. Instead of charging 2 grand a month, 1 grand a month, or 500 a month, we get up to $15,000 a month, right? We don't talk tech, we talk outcomes. We talk outcomes. Talking outcomes is way easier than talking tech anyways. Instead of building bots that do one thing, I build full systems, and you build full systems that solve 4 to 5 bottlenecks at once, right? So what I sell instead, AI infrastructures. I sell a revenue-based infrastructure powered by AI. It's not about tools. It's not about transformation. This is what the system includes. Like back end, an n8n or make with like automations with a little bit of Zapier. The front end is a custom dashboard built in ClickFunnels and Go High Level, and the output is a revenue-driving process, right? Instead of saying, I'll build you a bot, I'll say, I'll install an entire AI system that books and onboards calls for you while you sleep, right? I'll install the entire AI system that manages your whole entire sales ops, hands off, right? I will automate all of your calls with AI. That's not what we want to say, right? And that shifts from me being seen as a freelancer to an actual partner, right? Normal AI agents, they just look like this. It's one AI agent and then it moves over into a support chatbot. That's not what you want to do, right? You need to have something that is all encompassing, right? An AI agent that takes care of a support chatbot, a content creation agent, a call booking agent, an email automation agent, and that turns into an AI system. And that is what we're going for. That's what we want. That's exactly what we want. I want you guys to think about this in the most simple form and in the most simple way possible. You don't want this. Honestly, we're going to color this red because like I said before, we're going to move over and color this red because, as I already stated, 3 to 6 months, this shit is going to be, and I'm going to put some mini flames over here. This shit is all going to be on fire. You want to be able to have something like this set up to where you can make the type of results that you're looking for, right? Moving down into it, this is what it looks like too as well. A real AI system and a real AI infrastructure that's built up and takes care of everything, right? Why this works and why over time I've generated 1.9 million doing this over the years that I've been selling AI infrastructures is because I built and sold entire sales ops that have made multiple businesses 6 figures a month. These aren't automations, they're client-owned operating systems. And why it sells is simply just visibility, right? It's client trust with long-term retention. There's outcome framing for a premium price, and the revenue link, it's easy to justify 3 to 10 grand for a month. One system that I gave away for free then got a 20% rev share on 400 grand a month just to keep it running. And that made me a good chunk of money as well. As you can see down here, what to do if you're new so you can clone this model. So if you're new and you had to start from scratch today, one, still go through, learn how to create AI agents and n8n agents, because that still is a solid foundation. Like having like n8n experience, and I'll zoom in here, like having oh god, this is going to be terrible, and having n8n experience here is a great foundation to start building and stacking all the other things on top to make very solid infrastructures, right? So don't forget that. Put it all together and build one infrastructure system that you know produces revenue, right? So remember, we're coming in here and we're putting everything all together. Don't worry about this yet. Worry about putting a couple things together to form one solid infrastructure so you can start selling to businesses that'll get results, right? And then show the client how to check the results every day. You want to be able to show them how they're making money every day or saving time every day so they can really see the value from everything. Then you go through and you sell it as a system, not a service. You either charge $5K or you take a rev share. And you're probably saying, oh, what about a rev share? If a lot of you guys, which is going to happen, a lot of you guys are going to be not super confident in your abilities and not super confident in the fact of going up and charging the minimum of 5K, 10K, 15 grand. What you can then do is you set it up for free, but then you charge a percentage of all the revenue it brings in. So that way it's no risk to them. You can go ahead and you get your first results as well, right? You can go in, you get your first results as well, and then you could fix any tweaks that you have, and then that's when you can start selling more people on rev shares, or you can start selling more people 5, 10, 15K upfront fees, right? Sell it as a system, not a service. One good client is better than 10 bad ones, so remember that. Infrastructure lets you scale quietly and generate results for clients like this below. 104 grand, right? 190 grand, right? $285,000, so, right? This is only possible with having the right infrastructures in place and the right AI systems in place. And that's why it's super important. But guys, I hope you guys found this video valuable. If you want some AI agents that you can experiment with, you can check them out in the description below. If you want me to coach you one-on-one to sell these systems and get paid on rev shares or high ticket, I'll also show you below because I'm doing one-on-one coaching. But until then, I appreciate you for watching this video. Take care. Peace. I'll see you on the next one.